Some days it's gonna be hard, but you have to still stand up, have to still go forward, and sometimes you're gonna be upset, yes, but it's very good too when you have people around. And it's the moment I show my faith, show for them, sometimes it's gonna be hard, yes, something I have to learn.
The 10 Commandments Wealth went live on Easter Sunday. Join thousands of other people that made a commitment to a brighter future, to more prosperity, to brighter ways and better days. If you want to see the rest of this interview with this champion and many others, do yourself a favor. Click that link. I'll see you inside the 10 Commandments Wealth. It's right over there. Click that link. Bunny, what should you do? Click the link right there. Do it now.
Today I get this pleasure to sit with Cris Cyborg. Cris is, in my opinion and a lot of people's opinion, is the most dominant, the most talented female MMA fighter of all time. She's a current champion at Bellator, former UFC champion, former Invicta champion, former Strikeforce champion, two-time world champion in jiu-jitsu as well, and probably numerous other things that I'm not thinking of. But in your professional MMA career, you have 20 professional wins. 25 professional wins and 20 by knockout. So 80% of the women that were unfortunate to compete with you, 80% you knocked them out.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It was no easy. Work really hard. It's my pleasure to be here, Derek, with you.
Thank you.
And it's everything you have to dedicate. And it was no easy. A lot of hard work. And you always go to the fight. Don't think you're gonna finish it by KO. You think you're gonna do the 5 rounds, but it's very nice when you finish fast the fight too. For the people watching too, the people love you. They want to finish the fight soon.
Yes. How did this happen? How did this come to be in life? I know you're born in Brazil. We talked with my friend Claudia Godera, and she told me that the part of Brazil where you're from and the people that you were training with, like kickboxing and Muay Thai, there's a very tough gym. She said that everybody there is very tough. You basically have to you have to fight with the men. And so it's an extremely competitive environment. And she spoke with tremendous respect about you, that you're very talented and very tough person.
The place in Curitiba, I born in Curitiba, Brazil, and then Anderson Silva is from the gym I came from, Vanderlei Silva, Shogun, Ninja, I have a lot of big names in MMA, came from Curitiba. I never have a dream to be a fighter. Like, this is not my dream, this is, I was in Brazil, I was playing handball. It's a Europe game, I don't know if you know about, but it's one Europe game. I was playing when I started 12 years old, and then doing track and field too, running. And then when I was have amazing because I have a scholarship in school because of the sport. And then when I was 19 years old, I was in college already. I was thinking about I was gonna play handball, just handball, I was gonna sign a new club. And one guy saw me play handball, and he told me, I think you could be a great fighter. And I told him, I don't like to fight. And I really never have any problem in school about fighting, nothing with my parents, anything. And I said, I don't like to fight. They say, I think you'd be a great fighter. So I show up to the gym, the Shoot the Box Gym Academy in Brazil, and I did my first class Muay Thai and boxing. And I did a couple months. I think 3 months I did, and I said, you know what? I think I want to do one fight for see how it works. But I was doing handball, I was doing track and field because I have a scholarship, so I have to continue doing. And in 6 months, I did my first fight. And I lost my first fight. I dislocated my elbow. But after this fight, I said, man, I love this. I had to do this. This is my sport. I believe that everything I did before, like because I was a professional, I was a club training, everything. And I think everything I did before helped me who I am now in the MMA fight. I never have any bad injury in my career. I never did one surgery in my career. I think everything when I start training, in sport, 12 years old to 19, helped me build who I am now.
You knocked everybody out before they could injure you.
Yes, it's very crazy because this is nothing I choose to do. And I still talk to the guy, after he saw me. I say, how are you? I say, man, I feel my heart tell you this, And he's fighter too, before the beginning of his career. And then, now I am who is the fighter, it's crazy.
Wow. What were some of so you said no bad injuries, no surgeries, but there must be some setbacks along the way. A person doesn't accomplish the things that you've done that You've been, the most dominant female fighter. You didn't do this, it wasn't easy. What were some of the setbacks or some of the maybe psychological difficulties that would have happened along the way?
I think the sport helped me a lot because of my parents is divorced when I'm very young. I think when I started the sport, I feel good doing. I forget about a lot of things. I think this has put me in the sport. And I believe changed my life a lot because I travel a lot in Brazil with the sport. I now know MMA helped me travel around the world, see a lot of different things. And in the beginning of my career, it's very hard because there was no lot of girls training. There's a lot more guys training. So, a lot of events for women's MMA. And the beginning of my career was very difficult to find a fight. So I have to keep training, having hope the fight's gonna happen, but I have good people around me, say, Cris, just train, just getting better, because when the opportunity comes, you're gonna be ready. But I have a lot of tough times. I stay in my career like 2 years not fighting because no girls. And then come the opportunity to fight in America. I did my first fight in America 2007, I believe. And then when I did my first fight here, I say, I need to move to America because they love my job. And they didn't see like a real job, Because beginning, my parents don't agree with me be a fighter. They say, no, you need to study. I know, you need to study too. You have to do both together, But my mom said, no, I don't want to do fighting. This is not good for you. They have different image than now, Now she see it's a professional. She see it's a sport. You're getting paid. You work for. So she see different way. But before the beginners, no, they don't agree. So I did my first fight in America. I said I need to move to America because here is the place that the people support my sport. So, and then I moved to America 2009 when I fight again Gina Carano. It's the history fight is for the title. I did the first title, featherweight title, this fight. And I think it is the main event, first main event in the sport, women's MMA. And I'm still here, moved to America and work, train hard. And I never think the goal is to get titles, like belts. I think it's all consequence for the hard work.
I talked with Gilbert Burns. He's become a friend of mine over time. He's from your country, and
yes.
I imagine you know the man. And Gilbert told me that he's working so hard in Brazil. He had a difficult life there, and he worked very hard in Brazil. 3-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, black belt level.
Yes.
And Gilbert told me when he first came to America, he says difficult, at that time, is difficult for a Brazilian person to come to America, and many people, they don't have the money to travel, or they have some paperwork problems and so on, Gilbert said when he came to California and he saw the level of the other people there, that he was so much better than what they were calling, like a sensei or people that were running gyms or competing at high level. He's like, man, I know this guy from back in Brazil, and I'm way better than him. And he said it in a polite way, but he just had more skills. And he said it gave him tremendous confidence when he came to America and saw the level of competition. And guys that were good in Brazil, we were respected more here.
Yes.
He said, man, I'm coming to America. That if these guys are making it good there, they have nice things and they're doing good. He said, I know I'm way better than these guys. And that gave him the confidence that whatever he needs to do, he's coming to America.
I believe they change the sport a lot. I think, but I think in the moment we start fighting, when you came to America, you see the opportunities better, more opportunity. In Brazil, it's more difficult. It's more people, like him, like more people good in Jiu-Jitsu, and when I see come first time, I say, I want to. It's hard because I didn't speak in English, in the papers, and I have a hard time because when I came first time, the event already paid my visa work. So I was, thank God, very blessed about this. So I never have a hard time to the paper, but it's very, very blessed to be here, have the opportunities, see all the love of the fans, and love my job. I feel very blessed and thankful for everyone.
Yeah. I had Tito Ortiz over, and I know someone that you know well, as I do, and Tito's become a friend over time that we've done several things together, and
nice.
He's trained with me and came to my home for a few days. And we were laughing with Tito that I told him that years ago I saw a video of you and him training together. And so he put you in an arm bar, and
Triangle.
you just
put him in triangle.
you pick him up like a deadlift. And Tito's a big man. Tito's even a little taller than me, and I don't know, maybe he's weighing 240, 250, something like that at the time. And you just pick him up like a deadlift and drop him back on the ground.
It's that day was the first time I met Tito. Like I trained with my coach. Say, Cris, okay, you come to training. I was gonna fight Gina Carano before. I didn't fight yet. I start training, and then I say, okay, now we're gonna do it with Tito. I look at him so big, and then we do the little rest a little bit. Then he got a triangle. It was first time we trained together. And after he's retired, he started doing management, and then he came in contact with me, and then he's after this he got on he was my manager, and we trained wrestling together too. He taught me a couple fights too. I learned a lot from Tito. Yes.
I learned that we were only training together for 3 days, but maybe 9 hours, 10 hours together on the mats, and I learned an awful lot from him.
Yes.
With, good wrestling fundamentals, and a few fancy things too that. Shout out to Tito Ortiz. I know you're watching this right now.
Yes.
What were some of the highlights or lowlights along the way? You're still active. You're the current champion. You got a new fight coming up. You said April 23rd. April 23rd. Yeah. You have a new fight in Bellator, defending your belt.
Yes.
What are some of the highlights or lowlights or the roller coaster that comes along that you won most of your fights, but there still have to be some moments that you're like, shit, what the hell?
I have one moment in the fight. I was fighting UFC when I lost Amanda Nunes fight. I was 3 years ago. I was 14 years undefeated. And for me, it was a big challenge. But I always, because I competed when I was a kid, I know one day you're going to win and then you're going to lose. This is never like it was very upset, because I know it's one day you're going to win and they're going to lose. Something you have to learn from this. And the beginning, in the life, the beginning, maybe sometimes you don't accept it, sometimes you go wrong in your life. And I learned it's something you have to learn from, And after this fight, for sure, I'm a better fighter, better person, I better emotionally when I go fight, I think I helped me a lot of things. And I think in the career, I had a lot of, and then I got a lot of fans after that. Because in my career, long career, I have a lot of win. So after I lost, a lot of people stopped me and say, I started following you after you lost. And they say, because how you take the loss. When you lose, it's like how you take. You did interview at the press conference, talk to the fans. I say, yes, because the life's like this. Some days it's going to be hard. Someday, but you have to still stand up, have to still go forward, and sometimes you're going to be upset, yes, but it's very good too when you have people around. And it's the moment I show my faith, show for them, sometimes it's going to be hard, yes, something you have to learn. And in the moment you don't understand, but after that fight, so much blessed come to my life, I'm a Bellator champion now, I'm really happy where I'm at, a lot of respect from my team, from the Bellator promotion, and I'm really happy.
I was living on my coach's living room on a mattress, I ended up just bouncing at a bar. I'd been a cop, I quit my job. And
Derek Moneyberg presents 10 Commandments of Wealth.
Took the gamble on myself to become a successful professional fighter and make it to the UFC or Pride, and at the time. And
am I making a sacrifice right now, or am I just investing in a better future? So it's easier for me to make those decisions when I think about it as like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that you mention it, having to actually really process and think about it, I think that word sacrifice is kind of like, I believe it's the word that the ones at the top kind of use to make everyone else feel better about it. Because when you're at the top, now you realize that was an investment.
Was everything just golden and easy and handed to you, or do you have a little struggle yourself along the way?
No. Yeah, in 2013 and 2015, I was living out of my car, full time, and I was too proud to ask for help. Like, how ridiculous is that? You're living out of your car and you think you know it all. And 2015, that's when I kind of I knew that I didn't know it all. So why not find experts in that and really shortcut that? I thought I was going to just chip away. I thought I was just going to read books till I was an expert. I never really talked to anyone that actually did it.
It's been about a week since I've joined the 10 Commandments of Wealth program, and there's so many interviews that are offered in this program.
I'm inside the Derek Moneyberg 10 Commandments of Wealth program. This is an awesome program that you're gonna love. I'm gonna use the principles and the knowledge from this program to help me boost my leads in my marketing firm. Buy this program, it's a wonderful investment for your future. You won't regret it and you'll absolutely love it.